Good morning, ladybugs. I'm live. Give me a second to do a few things. Say hi when you get here. Let me know I'm not alone. Anna, hi, sweetheart. Thanks for being here. I'm just putting in some supplies that I'm using. Gail, hi, sweet Gail. How are you? I'm just putting in, some FYIs just in case. Let me see. Did I get all of them? Yeah, okay, I got all of them. All right, that part's done. Let's talk about this part. If you're new here, you sprinkled. Thank you very much, Anna. I appreciate that. If you're new here, or if you're not and you've just never heard this before, exclamation point notify. If you type that in the comments, hi Elizabeth, my friend Elizabeth. If you type this into the comments, no space here, it's exclamation point notify. You'll be notified when I go live on Facebook. If you're watching this replay on YouTube, this doesn't work. It only works in Facebook. So go find the live in Facebook and do that in the comments. And then hold on, I don't know what's going on here. Give me a second. All right. Okay. You need some inspiration, sweetheart. Well, I'll do my best. Hi, Carol. Thanks for being here. Can sound check? Can everyone hear me okay? We got this out of the way, right? All right, so let's dive into some business. Today is going to be about ornaments and printables and how easy it is to make ornaments with Ooh La La Printables. Oh good, you can hear me, that's great. All of these are made from Printables, from Ooh La La Printables, and I put a link in the title, and I think it's in the comments as well. All made with Printables. He's one of my favorites. Look at him sparkle. Little Santa in the sleigh. And these are made on the new snow globe. And then, snow globes aren't just for Christmas, so I made myself a little French one. Ah. Regine, hi, sweetheart. Yeah, because. Oh, thank you so much, Anna. Thank you for saying that. You know what? They've been received so well. I'm just so encouraged. And I'm really glad because I love doing it. There's no cleanup, there's no shipping, so I really like doing them. Plus, it's another creative outlet. Let's talk about what we're going to use today. Today we're going to use winter forage. It's a new mold for Christmas from Iron Orchid. So we're going to be using some winter forage. I'm running out of room, you guys. We're going to be using Victoriana. If you only get one mold this season, this is the mold. This mold is just chock full of uses. I mean, three beautiful it's just so good. It's a great mold. I love it. Plus, it's almost named after me. This is Bibelots 2. When I first saw it, I thought, it's awfully plain, but now I get it. Now I get what it's about. It's about the shape of it, and you do what you want to do in here. Because remember, the first Bibelots was very decorated, and there really wasn't any way to decoupage anything onto those. So yeah, I get it now. I'm a believer, so this is very, very useful. And that's what we're going to use today. So we're going to start by, maybe you're up too high. Let's see what we got here. We've got, this is from Biblio 2. This is from Biblio 2, okay? And I'm going to tell you what I did to them before we got to this point. They're hot glue. They're made out of hot glue. I work almost exclusively in hot glue. I gave them a primer of white chalk paint everywhere. And then the places that I knew that were going to show where it wasn't decoupaged, I came in with my farmhouse linen from our friend Robin. And I'll put a link to her store as well. So I put in some farmhouse linen to, see if I can get that to focus. And you know, the middle is still white, but I'm going to decoupage over that, so no biggie. So I think the first thing I should do, I should mention that because I used chalk paint, if I don't seal these and I go to antique them, they'll get very dark very fast and I won't be able to wipe it back. Hi, Robin. Hi. Yeah, I haven't been live in, I don't know, a couple months, you guys, maybe? You know, my space, my studio is out of my garage. Half of my garage is my studio. And for some reason this year, the heat really bothered me. In years past, it hasn't bothered me as much. I have an air conditioner out there and everything. But the wall that is directly behind me gets full sun all day. And I couldn't do it. I was wimpy and I couldn't do it. So, but I'm back because it's cooled off. So that's a good thing. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to antique the places that I can. I'm not going to antique here because that's going to be covered. Okay, but I'm going to antique first because if I get any antiquing on my paper, sometimes it turns too dark. So I will touch it a little bit with antiquing, but I want to have more control. Right now I'm just going to take this, and this is all sealed and everything, and I'm just going to go around like this. I'm going to seal this. I did a little bit of prep so we wouldn't be here for 4 hours. Because quite frankly, I can't sit that long anymore. So this is Van Dyke Brown from our friend Robin, who may pop in. I don't know. I know she's with the grandbaby. Oh, thank you, Alexandria, for sprinkling. And hello. You're not that late, babe. We've only been on for a couple of minutes. We've only been on for like 4 minutes. Okay. So I've got that, and then I've got my damp paper towel, and I'm going to blot. And then I'm going to come back in with a clean part of my paper towel and be a little bit more intentional about what I take off. And I don't mind that it's dark back in there because the paper will be there, and that'll be a nice transition from the decoupage paper to the mold. And I may even put a little bit more in there after we decoupage it. So that one's done. This one I only have to do the top, just like this. Squiggle it around, get inside that little hole. Okay, and then I give it a little pounce. Come back with a clean side and just kind of. And of course we'll be hitting these with gold wax, so all the details will stand out. So, oh, I have another piece here. This is possibly my favorite thing from the Iron Orchid release. I was so tickled to see this little piece, and it's off of Victoriana. Remember I was crowing about this a minute ago? I have so many uses for this, I can't even tell you. It's like a little label. It's maybe 2 inches from here to here, but you can use it on its side, you can use it this way. If you made it out of clay, you could stamp into it. Mine's made out of hot wax, and I printed a word out to put here. So I'm gonna antique him while I've got my antique stuff out, okay? Lots of nooks and crannies on this guy. And I've already painted and sealed him, so. Hi, Lori. Thanks for being here, sweetheart. All right. Always look at your sides, because your sides will stay white and then you'll be mad at yourself. All right, let's pounce this with a damp cloth. Yeah, hi Cindy, I'm glad I'm back live too. Hi sweet Claire, my friend Claire, my phone friend Claire. And then I take a flat part and then I can get more intentional. Like I don't need that to be dark because I'm gonna decoupage over that spot, but now I can come and just wipe back the high points. And oh, you know, once we hit this with gold wax paste or rub and buff, whichever you use, those details are just gonna sing, aren't they? I'm so tickled about this, these 2 inches. I can't even tell you. I just love it. I can think of a dozen different ways right off the top of my head to use this thing, and believe me, I'm going to be using it a lot. I'm already using it in my next live. I already got it planned. Okay, so that's all nice and antiqued. I'm going to set that to the side because it's not going on these projects. Let me give these a little, which sealer did I use? Robin, I use all of my paints and sealers and all that I get from Robin at Robin's Song, and I use the satin, Paint Couture satin. Forgot to put a link in. Who's here that can put a link into Robin's store? If you're here and you know how to do that, would you do it? Oh, you know what? You can't do it. I have to do it. Robin, at the end of the live, I'll go in and put a link to Robin's shop so you can get, you know, like at Farmhouse Linen, I use all her paints. I use everything that she sells. Quality stuff. All right, now we're going to talk about the printables that I printed to put in the middle of these. So we're going to make a bell and a heart. Let's put those out of the way. This has brown on it. Turn that over. So these are from, I think it's called, I should know this, Pink Vintage Christmas, maybe. There's links for the printables at the top. Maybe I can cheat and go look. Yes, Pink Victorian Christmas is what these little angels are from. Okay? So I just took them and, you know, I kind of measured how I did resize them, which you can do with my printables. You can resize them. So I took them and I, you know, just kind of sat at my computer and kind of played around with it till I got the size that I wanted. I had to actually resize this one because they were so big. So when you resize it, of course, everything gets smaller. Here's a trick. This is quite curved, okay? There's quite a little bump there. In order to get, if I made this out of rice paper, I probably wouldn't have had to do this step, but I put this on my 32-pound paper. So what I did was I took a piece of tissue paper. Now imagine this is like a square, okay? And I laid it right in here, and I took my nail or like the small part of a paintbrush or something, and I went all around it like this and got myself a nice line. And when I turned it over, I could see that shape. Now, then I cut that out. Excuse me, I made sure it fit. Then I took this and I put it over this and I used it as a template, okay, to get the perfect size. Hi, Linda. Thanks for being here, sweetheart. Linda no, you can't do it either. I keep thinking somebody can put in a link for Robin, but I'm the only one that can put in a link. So I'm going to do it right now. Bear with me. Let's put these pretties in the camera range so you can look at them. Look at those sweet faces. They're so sweet. Give me just a second. I've got her link right here. There we go. There's a link for Robin, and that's where I get everything liquid. Everything I use that's liquid. Paint, sealers, wax, all that I get from Robin. And there's a link to her. Okay, where were we? I was showing you how to make a little pattern for yourself if you wanted to. Comes in handy. So, they're going here. I'm going to get some decoupage medium out. There's a couple things you want to bear in mind if you're decoupaging with computer paper. It's got a nice thickness to it, which I like. But if you mess around with it too much, if you play, oh look, I got a bug bite last night. If you play around with it too much, the color kind of lays on top of the paper because the paper's kind of thick and it has a white core. If you play around with the top of it too much after you put decoupage on, you're going to get down to that white core of the paper. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to mess around with these too much after you get them wet. And by wet, I mean spritzing them. And I'm going to show you what I mean by spritzing, okay? So I'm going to take some decoupage medium and I'm going to start at the bottom. Okay, then I'm going to take major overflow here. Then I'm going to take my spritzer bottle and I'm going to spritz this until it kind of collapses and gets soft. Okay, I'm going to do it off camera because I don't want to get anything else wet. The first spritz will make it curl up, but then you turn it over and you spritz on the back. And that allows this paper to do all its buckling and weird stuff that it's going to do before you put it on the wet decoupage medium. And you'll have way, way less problems. Plus it makes the paper kind of pliable, whereas when it's dry, it's not pliable at all. So here we go. I'm going to lay it down here just right now just to see about my placement. Oh, it's perfect. Okay, so I know that it's good right down there. Now I just need to fold it back a little bit and then I'll put the rest of my decoupage medium on. This dries clear, so you don't have to worry about getting it places that you think, oh no, it shouldn't go there. It's going to dry clear. Plastic out. I'm going to tuck those sides in like that, and like that, and like that. Use the whole palm of my hand. Do you miss paper if it's rice paper? No, ma'am. You do not have to miss rice paper. And there we've got a perfect fit, which I'm thrilled about. Make sure these edges are tight. Look at that, it's a perfect fit. It's darling. And it's going to get cuter. Sorry, I got out of camera range. I'm keeping to the edges. I don't want to mess with the front of this too much because it's quite wet with the decoupage and because I made the paper a little bit wet. And you'll rub the color off and you'll see the white core of the paper. This is a better quality computer paper. It's 32 pound. I think most computer paper is 24 pound. But if you're doing printables, you want that 32 pound paper because it's really good. And I'll put links in for that as well. So that turned out beautifully. It's right up to the edge. Really good. I'm going to give it just a little shot of heat to get it on its way. Now, this one's going to be a little bit more of a challenge because this one, I know the edges are going to fight me. And I already know that. So I'm ready. Bring it on. I already know the edges are going to fight me. What kind of printer do you use? Laser, inkjet. That ornament is adorable. Hi, Myra. Myra, I'll come back and I'll give you a link to a printer that is getting rave reviews. It's not a laser, but it's acid ink. And people are raving about it because it doesn't smear. I spent almost $600 on a Brother laser printer, and I love it. But I would have bought this $149 one had I known about it. So I'll come back and I'll give you a link to it right specifically on your comment, okay, dear? Because I have it in my, what's that shop I have, you guys? Amazon, my Amazon store. Now this, I want to decide, her hair, I want to come right to the bottom of this. I think. Yes, that's where I want that because, are you ready? She's going to have a big holly leaf with berries on it, on top, which is just going to be darling. Picks up the pink in their dresses. We're going to put diamond dust all over it. Diamond dust alert! It's going to be all over everything. It's that time of year. Okay, so I'm going to put that right to there. And then I'll show you how I trim it. So this is my decoupage medium, and I'm going right to the little ledge of, you see, this is the ledge right here of the ornament, and I'm just putting it right there. Then I'm going to, because it kind of curves a little, it kind of curves up a little bit, so you can't cut straight across. So then I'm going to kind of look at it from the side and put it right there. That's where her hair is. I got a good fit on both sides. I can move it over just a hair. I think it can go up more. I'm checking my sides to make sure that they're gonna do what I want them to, and they are. Now I'm just gonna hold this down for a minute. Get a nice grip there so I can go up underneath it and put in more product. And then I'm just going to take my product all the way down to the bottom. I'm not going to wrap it around the bottom because I'm going to put gold on the bottom of it. Okay, now I just smooth that down. I'm going to grab my plastic and I'm going to go like this, and I'm going right off to the side so the sides grab. Hold them for just a minute. Same thing right here, right off to the sides. These little girls are so sweet. I've got a little bit of overhang, but that's okay. I'd rather have overhang than to have it not fit, right? So now I'm just going to kind of take and give it one of these, make sure it's really grabbed on the sides, and it has. Then I'm going to take, I'm going to take a razor blade, okay? And I'm going to go and I'm going to find where that little lip is. I can feel it with my nail. And I'm going to cut, I think. Speaking of nails, I just broke a nail. I'm going to cut. I can see it from the side where that little lip is. So I'm going to put the razor blade right there, and I'm going to cut, and then I'm going to follow it around. Cut it on this side. Careful you don't cut yourself. I haven't yet, but that doesn't mean I won't. I'm going to take and kind of push against that spot with my nail. Can you see how I've made that? I've made kind of an indentation with my nail. It's right there. Okay? And now I know where to take the razor blade and cut that. Oh, Linda, honey, I miss you too. I've been thinking about you. You haven't made a thing all summer. Well, we're going to fix that, Missy. I was wondering where you've been. Like, I haven't seen you in comments or anything, Linda. Where's my protege, Linda? I'm just kind of giving this a little extra help on the sides here because I want this to be really, really tight because I'm going to sand it off. So I want it to be very, very tight. So now I'm going to take my razor blade. I'm going to go along that little ledge that I made for myself with my nail. And I'm going to trim. And a razor blade is the best way that I found to do it. So now I've cut through that. I'm going to come back and I thought I cut through it. All right, and now I can just come, see how it follows the curve. Ouch. There, so now it follows the curve and we've got a beautiful curved situation there. I want to tack that down. Oh, Linda, I'm glad, honey, I'm glad. I'm here to inspire if I can. And I'm sorry that I was gone for so long, but I gotta tell you, I couldn't take the heat this year. The heat this year really, really got me. Okay, I'm gonna just kind of hold that a little bit, just like this. Making sure that my sides are really nice and tight. Okay. I'm going to excuse myself for one moment. Don't go anywhere. I'm coming right back, okay? right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. All right, here we go. Aren't they sweet? Who doesn't love a little fairy? Well, you know, Linda, the difference being you guys have humidity. We don't really have humidity, but when it's 118 or 117, doesn't matter if there's humidity or not. I mean, it's just miserable. You know, it's just miserable. And now it's cooled off, and I'm a happy camper. This is my favorite time of the year. Fall in Las Vegas is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, we got a really good result there. Look how nice that result is. Very nice. All right, let's see how we're doing over here. I can't emphasize enough how much you want to make sure that these sides are really, really glued down with your decoupage medium, because you're going to sand across them, and if they're not, like that one's not quite as tight as I want it to be, so I'm just going to come and give it a little bit of that, and then just hold it. Yeah, yeah. You know, we went back to Illinois one time for one of Jack's school reunions, and I laughed and said we were there for the humidity festival. It was ungodly. It's like, how do you people live in this stuff? Oh, it was terrible. I mean, I've been hot before because I live in Las Vegas, and I've been here for many, many, many years, but that was a whole different kind of hot. Yeah. All right. Oh, they're so sweet. So these guys, let me think where we're at. You know what I didn't do, is antique these. Those need to be antiqued as well. So we'll do that now. How about that? Shauna. Hi, my sweet Shauna. How are you, darling? I'm glad to see you. Okay. And these as well have been painted and sealed. And then I'm just going to take my Van Dyke brown, make sure I get the sides. Just like that. This was a custom color that I kind of blended a couple of different colors together, because her dress, this little fairy's dress, is kind of it's almost like a watermelon color. So it's not really like a true pink, so I kind of blended up something that I thought matched, and I did pretty good. It matches pretty good. Okay, there, we got that. Now, pounce, pounce. And then I'll come back in and kind of go over the high spots, because you want your antiquing to kind of sit in the low spots, right? This is one of my favorite greens. It's a pink couture, and it's called Misty Fjord, and I just love it. If I need a green, that's generally the color that I go for. Misty Fjord. F-I-J-O-R-D. I don't really know how to say it. Fjord? Fjord? Yeah. Okay, so that looks good. Let's get this a little bit. You know, you're working, you're going along, and you're thinking, oh, I don't need to antique it, but I'm telling you what, it's subtle, but it's always worth the minutes that it takes to do it, because it really does bring depth to your pieces. Okay, so now those are both antiqued. We got that. Let's get rid of this, because it's got dark on it. Put down a new guy. See how our sides are on here. That took beautifully. Yeah, that's a really nice. We've got really nice adhesion on that one. That's nice. Now let's see what we're doing here. I just want to make sure that these edges are really, really tight. I've got some beautiful ribbon ribbon that we're going to put through these ornaments. And eyelash yarn. Look, our favorite pink eyelash yarn. Let's give these just a little tiny bit. You can't hit them too much because they're made out of hot glue. So you have to be aware of that. And you can feel the front of them is still quite cool, which means that they are not dry. And they're cool like that. Now, I don't know how far we're going to get on this, but it's something that I kind of have in the hopper back here. So, and this printable is from the same printable, the pink pink Victorian Angels, I think it's called. What's the size of those molds? These are probably, well, I don't have to say probably, I can measure them. These are like 5 by, the bell is 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 by 4. And the large heart is about 5 1/4 by 1, 2, 3, and 3 1/4. So 3 by 5-ish. Anyway, this paper, this piece of paper comes with this printable bunch, and it's different. I didn't use a mold, but remember I told you I wanted to use this mold. So here's what I'm thinking. This is just, you know, I don't even remember where I got this, so I can't give a shout out to anybody because it's just been in my stash for so long. I did buy some 4-inch ornaments that we're going to be working with, but this is not one of those. Where's my... I'm gonna decoupage this onto here. So on just a straight out decoupage, I just go on the top. I center things, and I let the top grab so I have some stability. And then I come in from underneath. And Alexandria, those molds are from the Bibelots too. So this is 6 by 10. So if you look at it on the website, you can kind of get an idea of how big they are. If you know that the whole entire piece is 6 by 10. All right, so we'll just get a nice grip on the top. Is that not the sweetest bird you've ever seen? Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen a bird with pink feathers like that. I'm really glad that he exists now. Okay, and then I come underneath, you know the drill. And I just put in more decoupage medium. And then just smooth the whole thing down. And I use the plastic because if you're doing it with your hands and it starts to come through your paper, it makes your fingers sticky and your image will stick to your fingers. It can stick to the plastic, but it's not as likely to. When you're taking this off, I want you to always move very, very slow. Don't just, not like a Band-Aid. Don't rip it off like that because that's a good way to pull up your decoupage. This goes over this, okay? But as we can all see, it's way too pink. Way, 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 way. Way too pink. So I'm going to take a little bit of farmhouse linen and I'm going to dry brush it. And then it will be softer and be kind of like a lighter pink. It's still too much. And when I dry brush, try not to think about it too much. I'm just kind of go like this in every which direction. And if you kind of go around the edges, the edge will be really cool. Like it'll pick up a little bit more on the edge, but look how much prettier that is with that. Way prettier. And you can see I'm not really even giving it much thought. My brush is real dry. Get a little bit more paint on my brush. And you can see I'm really kind of pushing down hard on my brush because there's not a lot of paint on here, but that's what you want, and that's how you get that kind of faded, cool look. I'm gonna go around here, the inside. Oh, your Christmas tree is Victorian. That's going to be gorgeous. Oh, that's going to be gorgeous. Yeah, the angels will be perfect. Will you send me a picture of your tree? Please? Hi, Judy. Pink Christmas journal this year, and I'll have to look through it. Oh, wouldn't that be beautiful? That would be beautiful. Pink Christmas journal in pink. I like a pink Christmas. I haven't done a pink Christmas in a long time. And I doubt that I'll do one this year, to be perfectly honest with you. But I like the idea. Okay, so now this is all kind of mellowed out, okay? So what I will do with this is I will glue this here, okay? I'll seal this. I'll glue that there. Then on my computer, I took a little piece of paper that was left over from my angels, and I printed the word joy on a piece of that paper, okay? And then I did the same kind of thing like with the tissue paper. I measured out you didn't measure, but I went with a piece of tissue paper and kind of put it in like that. And then I cut this to fit perfectly in there. It says joy. And then that's gonna go right at the top of here. And then I'm gonna put a ribbon on it and it can hang on a tree. What do you think of that? Isn't that adorable? Here, let me make it straight. I'll probably finish this one off camera because there's some technical stuff that I have to make sure I get right with this. But look how cute that is. Isn't that cute? So, so cute. Oh, you have fabric for the cover. Ooh, Judy. Well, Judy, reach out to me if you want me to make one of the printables, if you want me to give you some journal pages, you know, because journal pages are 11 by 8, and the other pages are 8.5 by 11, you know, the landscape or the portrait. Reach out and let me know, and I'll make you some journal pages if you want, for a kit that you choose. I love this. This is so pretty. Okay, let's put her aside, though, because she's not really part of the part of the program today. We've got these. I want to keep that. This is still, hi Tam. This is still quite cool to the touch, which means, this one in particular, which means that it's not dry, but that's okay. All right, now, I have nail files that I get at the Dollar Tree, or no, I'm sorry, they're not from the Dollar Tree. I buy these online, and I actually buy them for my own manicures, but they're really, really rough, and I like that because you don't have to spend a lot of time. Ooh, look at that cracking I got on the back of that. That's cool. I didn't even try for that. Look at that. It's going to be covered, but it still looks cool. Now, when you're sanding things off of here, you're going to sand a little bit of the paint off. You don't want to sand on the side as much as you want to, okay, like this, as much as you want to do this. And that's why I have a little bit of paper that overhangs this way. So you want to stay kind of on the back of it, so you don't, if you went on here, do you see, there's still paper here. So if I went back and forth like that, I'd take that off. but because I'm pulling it across the back, it's not affecting my sides at all. Does that make sense? Thanks, Alexandria. So I'm really just kind of laying it, the emery board is flat on the back. I'm not on the sides of this piece at all. And that's going to allow me to take this paper off, because the backs of these will be finished too. But look, the sides are still perfect. Okay, so you have to be aware of that. So there, we got that part done. Now this is going to be, I'm going to push this down so I get a nice, I got a little piece right here that's, what am I going to do about that? I think I might just put a little bit of pink there. I wasn't paying attention. No worries, I can fix it. So again, you're just kind of coming flat across the back and taking off that paper, just like this. Now on this other piece, we don't have to do that. And so now we've got beautiful sides. Our sides are beautiful. Now let's do the bottom, okay? I left this not papered because I'm going to paint that gold. We're going to put some gold on these, obviously. So I'm going to come straight down, because when you look at it this way, you don't want that white core of the paper to show. But do you see where the white core is right here? Look, this paper, when I go like this, the first thing it does is take the color off. There's still paper there, okay? So that's why you want to keep your emery board flat, or your sandpaper, or whatever it is you do this with. And then the front of your piece stays absolutely perfect. And then if I get some little like pieces right here, I just take my emery board and wipe those off. So now it's perfect from the front. And then I can paint that bottom gold. Then I usually come and I test. I test my sides and make sure that they're, and they are. I do want to put a little touch right there because I just do. It's just the right thing to do. It's not separated, but I can tell it's just kind of, in fact, I'll take my brush and go like this, just in case there's any little flyaway pieces or anything, and then I'll do this. Okay? I'll do it here. See, there's still paper there. Can you see it? I want that gone. I'll put a little bit of decoupage medium there to kind of seal that off. And then I'll do the same thing to this side. And then these will be finished on the back, but that's going to be a whole different glide, you guys. Okay, so she's done, or they are done. So darling. We put the gold, and then we're going to put this on here. We're going to hit it with gold. It just, I love the way, and this was purely by accident. I love the way the curve of the holly fits around the top of her hair. Isn't that fun? Robin, hi Robin. My online BFF is here, you guys. What you doing? I think she's with her grandbaby, so I appreciate you taking a couple minutes out to say hi, sweetheart. Robin, we're making pretty ornaments with Victorian angels. I'm just going to take a little bit of, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to take a little bit of this paint that kind of matches their dresses and see if I can't fool the eye right here. I'm just going to kind of make it go up the side like that. There. Now that's gone. Okay? One way to skin a cat. So there we go. That's good. Now let's talk about, thank you, Robin. Robin, I have your Linda here. I may put her to work. You better be careful. Okay, so this bow is going to go, where's it going to go? This bow goes on this one, and this piece of holly goes on this one, and then we're going to tie beautiful ribbons, and I already know that I want to dry brush both of those. I know that right now, right off the get-go. I can see that that's what so I'm going to take some of my, you're happy to help. Careful, Linda. I'm going to take some of my farmhouse linen, like I did with that other thing, and I'm going to do that, okay? Because this is way, way, way too, I don't know what to call it, pink or watermelon-y, or I don't know, it's too something. I've got to calm it down. And we're still going to put gold on it. Don't forget your sides. And then sometimes I'll take my fingers and do this and just see, now that looks so much better. And then with gold, it'll be even better. And you know, while we're here, we might as well whitewash or dry brush this a little bit. I always like the way things look when they're dry brushed. And plus we're gonna put diamond dust. Okay, that looks wow. That looks wow. Got a little bit too much here. I don't know if I can get it off. Oh, I can. Okay. There. My little berries were a little too white for my taste. So here we got this and this, and here we got these. So let's start to, I'm going to use Rub and Buff. You use wax paste if that's what you have. I just found like 3 brand new bottles of Rub and Buff, so I have to use them. So I'm going to go, I usually use a brush, personal preference. I'm going to, with a flat brush, I'm going to go across these because the flatness will grab, if you leave it flat, it'll grab your details. You see how that's grabbing the details? So you just kind of leave it flat. Isn't that pretty? Let me make sure I get my sides. And this is not going to show a whole lot, but it'll show a little bit. Look how beautiful that is. It's so delicate. I'm so happy. Now, I think I'm going to Rub and Buff the bottom. Remember I told you about this being gold? I'm going to use Rub and Buff for this. So I'm just going across the bottom with Rub and Buff. So there we go. Now the bottom is all gold, which is pretty. Okay, so they're done. That one's done. This one, I have a different idea for. This one, I think, I want to take my, oh, come here. I think I'm going to take my Krylon pen and I'm going to try to dot each one of those. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try. I'm going to do my little gold business here, okay? So you see how pretty that is? And they look pretty, but I do want to put some, don't forget your sides. I want to put some diamond dust on those little berries because I think it'll be really sweet. So I might as well do that now. And you could put it on with glue, you could put it on with, I'm going to use a little bit of decoupage medium to put it on with. Anything that's sticky will work. So here I've got a little bit of decoupage medium, and I'm going to put just on the little, these guys, the berries. There's that. Put this over everything because this stuff goes everywhere. And I put it in a little shaker. I'm just gonna kind of bury those in diamond dust. And tap it in. Tap it off. Look how pretty. Yes. Yes, please. All right. And so that there looks like magic, I think. I love that. Now, because I can't be well enough alone, I'm looking at her flowers and I'm thinking, should I put some diamond dust on those? We have to seal them first, but I might do that when we get to that point. I just might. Alright, I'm going to move it over there because I might use it again. Let's do a little bit of gold on this. I feel like I should probably give this some diamond dust as well. As long as we got it out, right? We want to do some gold first. Don't forget your sides. Well, you know, I'm thinking it through. It would be cool to put some diamond dust on this bow as well, because look, I can take and I can just diamond dust that one little ornament that she's holding. Love it. Love that idea. So that's what I'm going to do. Where am I at? Let's seal these guys, okay? And I'm going to seal them with top coat satin, Pink Couture, okay? Get the top off. There we go. I don't want to drown these, but I'm just going to put a little. Now, there's a couple of different ways you could seal these. You could seal them with, there's this stuff called gloss varnish, which I don't know, maybe we'll do them with that. Yeah, we'll do them with gloss varnish. It's a little bit glossier, hence the name. And I'll put links to all this stuff. I have it all in my Amazon store. Okay. So, nice soft brush. I generally just pour this stuff right on the piece, like that. And then I just kind of help it kind of move around. You don't want brush strokes, right? Sometimes you get them. It's not the end of the world. This is my version of pouring resin, which I will never ever do. So this is my version of that. I tell myself that I kind of get the same results. Just let it run all over, and then I use a very gentle with a real soft brush. Okay, see, and that just makes it really, really nice. A little bit much right there. I'll just take that out with my nail. Yeah, that looks pretty good. The only drawback here is this stuff takes forever to dry. But that's what a heat gun's for, right? But you have to be careful because these are made on hot glue, so you can't hold heat on these for too very long, or you'll, reactivate the glue and your piece will start to melt. So it's a delicate dance when you work with hot glue. But I still prefer it to anything else. That's just my preference. It's like putting on a clear coat of nail polish over an old manicure. It just kind of brings everything back to life. I love it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And sometimes I'll put 2 coats on, which I probably will do that. I don't know. Let's dry it with one and see what it looks like. These are super sweet. Hey, Karen. Super sweet. I like it. I'm happy with just one, aren't you? Now look, it looks like that paper's warped, and it did a little bit because we got it wet, but as soon as it's dry, it will lay back down. Very nice. Okay, so. Are you guys like me? You can't leave well enough alone. Like you know it's going to go down, but okay. So we talked about putting some, what's it called? The shimmery stuff. Putting some on this, and I kind of like that idea. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to put some on here. What the heck? Let's put it on everything. Let's put it on everything. A little bit more. Thank you, Karen. A little bit more stuff here. I should probably use a smaller brush, because I'm going into some pretty delicate areas. So I'm going to use a smaller brush. And of course, now that these are all, sealed, they're super shiny and you can't see anything. So I'm going to take a smaller brush and I'm going to brush just that ball, ornament rather. And then I'm going to take, ouch. it's all over the place. You know what, I am going to do that, because I did it with the Santa one, and I remember thinking, oh, that looks good. It's a little bit tacky, so I'm going to just drop, I'm sorry, you can't see me. I'm going to drop not a lot, just a little bit of more on the ornament, a little bit of, and then look, it's just very, very subtle, right? But more so, there's more on the little, yeah, I like that a lot. I did that with the Santa. Look at the face of the Santa. See how there's sparkle there? Because I dropped some diamond dust when it was still just a little bit damp. I think I'll do the same thing with her. It doesn't take much to make this diamond dust stick to anything, as you all know. That's really pretty. And I'm going to put a little bit more where her flowers are. See, so it's on the face of it, but it's even more so on her flowers. I like that a lot. Now let's put some on this. I feel like I should glue that on before I put diamond dust on it. It's everywhere. Could I turn up my volume? No, Karen, I can't. You have to do that on your end. I'll talk louder. I have my air conditioning going out here. I love you guys, but I'm not going to sweat for you. So I'll try to talk a little bit louder, okay? I'll try to get closer to the microphone. Where were we? I want to put these on. Oh, I love this. So I want to put that there. I want to put this here. I'm wondering if it's going to be easier to put those on or put the ribbon on. Probably put the ribbon on first. Yeah, I think putting the ribbon on first is the right thing to do. So, the ribbon I decided to use was this pretty pink, and maybe I won't use the eyelash yarn. Yeah, eyelash yarn might be a bit much. We're going to keep this kind of elegant and simple. Now, I never remember which way to do it. Is it from the front or the back? I think it's from the back, but I always get it wrong. And I never know if it's right or wrong till the last minute. Ooh, I did it right. That's one of the first times. So there's your ribbon, okay? Then what I do in order to make it hangable is I'll come in here. And I'll tie an actual, I can't get to it. I'll tie an actual knot at the very, very top of this. I'll move that up as far as I can get it. Like that. And then you've got your loop to hang on the tree. And then you can cut these so they're pretty. I saw a girl using a lighter to kind of seal the ends of these, and that had never really occurred to me. You know, so they don't fray. It's a good idea. I'll have to practice before I actually do it live. So there's that one with her ribbon. Now we can put this on. I feel like, yeah. Love it so much. It does, Linda, adding that little, yeah. I always think when I'm making something what can I add to it? What can I add to it? I'm always thinking that. And when I saw, of course, you know, we all love pink. When I saw the pink going on here, I thought, oh, it'd be beautiful to have a holly with pink berries. So that was my inspiration. And I love the way, like I said before, I love the way the curve of that holly goes, well, you can't see it, goes right around the top of her hair. Yeah. So I'm going to attach this with hot glue, and it's going to scare you, but don't be scared. Hot glue, the goal, thank you, Claire, so much. The goal when you're making your cast-ins is that they're nice and soft and flat on the back, but they won't stick to anything if you leave them like that. You have to etch into them for hot glue to hold. Hot glue, you have to etch into them so there's something for the hot glue to grab. Does that make sense? So I'm going to etch there, and then I'm going to lay this here and see where it touches, because it's not going to be flush on this. It's only going to touch in a couple of places. So let me see where it's going to touch. It's going to touch there and there. Okay, so I'm going to put, this will also scare you. I'm going to come in with my hot glue gun, and I'm going to make this a little bit flat. I'm just kind of warming up this glue. It doesn't matter because it's going to be hidden. And I'm going to put some glue there. And I'm going to put some glue right down here. And then I'm going to, let's see if I got the right spot. I did. Then I'm just going to hold it for a couple of seconds. I love this ribbon. It's kind of see-through on the edges. It's really pretty. Success. So that one's done. Whoops. Except for the back. And we'll do the backs in another live, okay? Because we'll stamp tissue paper and put them on the back. But look how pretty with that flower. Not flower. What's it called? Holly. With the pink holly berries, and then a little bit of sparkle in here, but mostly on her flowers. That's going to be so lovely hanging on a tree. I love it. So let's address this little duo. We decided that, well, I decided that we're going to put some sparkle on this bow. So I'm going to brush some decoupage medium on it. Aw, thanks, Lori. So I'm just going to brush. I don't care if I get it, you know, everywhere. It's kind of wherever, like that. Bring this back over here. And I'm going to shake. Might not want that much on there, and that's okay. I can kind of scooch a little bit off. And where the product, see how it looks like cloudy? That will dry clear, so I'm not the least bit concerned with that. So that looks very pretty. Very, very pretty. Let's let that dry. Move this out of the way, and we'll put the ribbon on this. Oh yeah, we were going to do this, weren't we? But you know what, we're going to do that last, because I know that this stuff takes a minute to dry, and I'm not sure it's going to work, so so we'll see. We'll find out together. So this is going to go here, and then I thought, and these bows are from Victorian, and I thought that I would use, I kind of like this color. I thought it kind of matches her dress. Yeah, I like it. I'm not sure how it's gonna, I'm just not sure. We're gonna find it together. So I'm going to come in from the back. I know that now. Oh yeah, I like that. Look, it makes like a little ruffle around the holder. Okay, and then I take, I always cut too much. I'll make a knot here. When you make the knot, you kind of have to come kind of far down on the holder. Look, like I'm almost next to the thing, but instead of just pulling it tight and letting this end up wherever it wants to end up, push it up with your finger and get it right up to the top of that, so you have a nice area for to hang, right? Oh, that's really sweet. I like that. So now you've got a way for it to hang on the tree, okay? And then these square it away. There. That looks lovely. Now, I'm trying to decide if I should put these on first. Let's see if this is even going to work. I hope it works. My goal is to add a little dot of gold on each one of those little dots. Don't know if it's going to work. We're about to find out. Oh, yes, please. Look at that. It's tedious as all get out, but yeah, that's real good. Real good. Whoops, whoops, whoops. What is that? Got it. Yeah, that was the right thing to do. Doesn't that look pretty? Yeah. A little bit of a smudge going on here. But I can't let that worry me. I can go back and clean it up if I want to, if it even matters. Imperfections are, you know, imperfections. Nothing's perfect, except Oliver. Oliver's perfect. He's asleep right now. He's got a fan on it in a bed. He lives the life of a king. And he should live the life of a king. He's a sweet, sweet boy. Am I in camera range still? Oh, well. So I'm just taking the edge of this and touching these little raised dots. They were just begging for something. And this is perfect. There, done. Oh, that looks amazing. That was worth it. Aw, thank you, Linda. That was worth it. Let's lift this up. That's really pretty. My instinct is to go around the inside of this with that gold pen, but I know I'm asking for trouble, so I'm not going to do it. I know that it's going to get all wonky and crazy, and so I'm not going to do it. Nope, nope, nope. What we'll do is we'll do some gold pen work on the back of this when we do the back, and I've got to clean this up. It's got a little bit too much of that going on there. It seems to me like this stuff takes forever to dry. I can't remember. Thank you, Charlotte. Sorry, you guys. I'm in my own little world. You know how that goes. Oh, yeah, that's really good. Really good. So now we got to put... Oh, see, and I want to take this pen and I want to go around the edges and stuff, but maybe next time when we do the backs. So next time when we get together, we'll do the backs and we'll finish this piece, okay? I'll save this piece and we'll finish this piece next week. So I've made a commitment to every Sunday. Robin and my husband shamed me into it. And I said, Robin's like, you know you have to do it. I'm like, yeah, I know, but okay, I'll do it under protest. And she messages me back and she goes, we don't care. So she doesn't care that I'm protesting. That's funny, right? I mean, I always have a good time once I get here, but... All right, so thank you, Gail. Thank you, Alexandria. Aw, thanks, Myra. They are pretty, aren't they? I'm gonna attach this against my better judgment because I don't know if these are dry yet or not. Yeah, they are dry. So again, I'm going to attach it with hot glue, but I need to see where this is going to touch. So it's basically going to touch right there and then at both corners. Okay, so I'm going to take, boy, this would have been easier to do. Thank you, Anna. I want to rough this up right here, because that's the area that's really going to have the most contact. Right there. It gives the glue something to grip onto. And then right here on both sides. This is not easy. And then on this side. Okay, so let's see how this, it's going to sit right there, like that. Come in with my glue gun. Don't anybody panic. What I kind of do is I kind of refresh this glue. I don't just put a dab of glue on it. I kind of refresh it. See how I kind of opened that back up? Because it's not going to want to, oh, it's a lot of glue, Victoria. It's not going to want to sit just glue on glue. Just, oh, it's out of control. All right, hold on. I got an issue. My glue got away from me. Come on, you. Okay. Whew. You know, you only have so much time, right? Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Cindy. You guys, I'm so glad that somebody showed up. I've been gone for so long. I thought, surely no one's gonna remember me. But look, here you guys are. Okay, so here's what happened, and this is how I fix it. See that blob of glue right there? No bueno. So it's still pretty malleable. So I go in with these tweezers and I take that off of there because I don't like the way that looks. I don't like when you can see hot glue oozing out. But, you know, my glue got away from me. That one I got on my hanger. That's not good news either. Okay, that's not bad. Oh, and it took a little paint off. Well, I'm gonna have a little meltdown right now. I'm taking this off. Okay, you're just gonna have to take my word for it that it's gonna look good. I have to do some intense fixing. Okay, so there's that. These could not be sweeter. I love them both. I'm partial to this one. Look how pretty. I'll take pictures in case you want to refer back, okay? Yeah, Charlotte, please go back and watch the replay. And all of the, Linda, I'm only using my nails, so if it burns, it just melts my nail. It doesn't, although I have gone in like with my fingertips and grabbed like hot glue, because I panic, you know, because you know if it dries, then you're really stuck. And yeah, so yeah. What we sacrifice for our art, huh? I'm going to do this right now. Because I can't stand it. I've got a little bit of a boop underneath here, but I can go in and grab it real quick before it gets too hard. There, that's how it's supposed to work. Okay. All right. Perfection. Well, really good. Maybe not perfection, but really good. And I'm going to put a little dot underneath each side of these bows as well. Okay. So that's it, you guys. That is my offering for this Sunday. I will be here. I've committed. I will be here every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Don't ask me to do math. I don't know what that is for you all, but that's my commitment right now. Now that it's cooled off, I don't have any reason not to come out here and play with you guys. Okay? Really pretty. I can't wait to take pictures of these. What's this down here? Wait a minute. Oh, it's just a piece of diamond dust. Oh, they're so pretty. Let's do a little close up. They've got that beautiful shimmer when you look at them a particular way. I mean, really, let's be honest. This is the winner. This is really the winner. It's really, really pretty. Well, and it's probably just because I'm so partial to pink. This is beautiful in its own right. Very, very pretty. The little gold dots really made it stand out. I really like it. And you got the hanger. So they're both very pretty. If I could only adopt one, I would adopt her. All right, you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Linda. Robin, thank you for being here. Thanks everyone for being here. I will see you next Sunday, if not before. I don't know, maybe I might come out before, who knows. This will go up on YouTube, probably not today, but eventually it'll go up on YouTube. I have 30 days, because you know, in 30 days they take down your lives now. So I go and I put my lives going forward, I've put them over on YouTube, so you can check out all of the lives, not all, but a lot, over on YouTube. And that's it for me today. Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, the backs, they're going to be pretty. Yes. Yes, Myra, I will get you that link. And then, so next week we're going to do the backs, and we're going to finish this, which I love. We'll finish this, and then we'll do the backs of all three of these pieces, okay? And the backs are fun, because that's when you get to use your stamps, and that's really fun. Wait, is this? No, it's fine. Whew. I had a big blob of something on there. All right, you guys, ladybugs, appreciate you being here. Thank you, Margaret. I, thank you, Judy. We'll see you next Sunday. Bye.